Market update here on the 7th. So let's go over Tesla first. Nice move today. Was up at basically 190. There was a huge call wall there though. And I think that this is actually a corrective move, unfortunately. I wanted it to be a impulse move, but unfortunately it's corrective. So my guess is we zoom out here. Let's just take a look at where we're at. My guess is we're still probably going to come up here and fill this gap at 207. But I think, when did this start? On Monday. I think we'll probably end this move tomorrow and then potentially pull back all next week, but maybe just a couple days next week, and then go up here to fill this gap here at 207. And I'm not sure if this is going to go much higher than that, actually, before we see a market correction. So we'll have to see on that. Let's get into it on smaller time frames. So down here, it's been some good trading days actually on Tesla lately. After all this stopped, all the BS stopped. So this right here is ABC. Right here. You can also, if you're trying to do this on your own, you can look at the timing of it. So look at this, 9:50 on Monday to 12:10, 12:10 to 8:30. So if you do the math, that's like 2.5 hours. This took about 2 hours and 45 minutes. And then we get the gap up C wave right here. And why would this not be the top of it right here? Because this looks like it was 5 waves. You can't really see a first wave here, but it makes sense from, well, it does go outside of it a little bit, but it hit the 1.61 fib, I think, or it was a little bit short. It's a little bit short of it, but ABC right there. So I have that labeled as A. And so the full move took a little bit less than a day. So now we get this pullback here, and then we get this move up here, and we get this move down here. And this looks like an ABC expanded flat. And you can see the timing of this. 9:05 on Tuesday, finishes at 9:05 on Wednesday. A full day as well. This took a full day, this took a full day. That's the B wave. So then we get this move right here, which also looks like an A wave to me. Does not look impulsive. I mean, it could be impulsive, but it looks like an A wave to me. Based on this chart, I don't think this is a first wave. It didn't pull back enough. And here's something interesting too. If you draw a parallel line from here, we basically hit it at the end of the day today. So I'm looking at this as probably maybe come down a little bit more tomorrow to 186, 187. But I'm looking at this as also ABC like that. My target is 193.80 if I do it from there, but also look at this. Also basically the exact same thing, almost to the cent, 193.80. So I think overall this is actually a WXY move. ABC, WXY, whatever, it doesn't really matter that much. But WXY, I think we should top out around 194 tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But after that, if you go to 194, then we're looking at $205. So maybe we'll go a little bit higher than 194. I don't know. That's the top of this right here too. And I haven't looked at any supply zones. And there aren't any good ones, I don't think. Yeah, not really any good ones. So 194 is my target. And I'm pretty sure this is finished, but we'll see. I think we're probably looking at something like that. fill the gap. So maybe it'll go a little bit higher than and get up here to this gap fill at 207. So I don't think we're just going to come up here to 194 and then sell off again. The daily RSI here is still basically oversold. So they need to bring that up a little bit. And this downtrend took forever. And then maybe that's not the end of it. Maybe it goes to 207, pulls back, and then goes higher after that too. You don't know yet. A corrective move could be the start of this final move higher. Because we have ABC here, we have ABC here. Basically, it doesn't have to start off with an impulse move. I would like for it to, but it would end up being WXY for the entire move if that were the case. So we could still just get like an A wave here, pull back, and then a C wave like that. But am I on the regular chart? Yeah. So on the log chart, you can see here, if we went up to like 240, let's just see where the 1.61 fib is. Only takes us to 290. So I guess there's a small possibility it's 5 waves, but if it's not, that just means the downtrend is probably not finished. So I think that there's a good chance that we make an ABC move up here and then we come down farther when the market corrects to this gap at 162. That's possible, although it seems like we would come down maybe come back all the way to 240 on this move and then come down here to 162. I don't know. The corrective move isn't what I was looking for, I'll just say that, but it does look like that's what it is. So let's just go over, if it is an impulse move, what I want to see. Because this will be, because these moves can turn into impulse moves. They look like they're corrective and all of a sudden you get a gap up tomorrow and then all of a sudden you're in an impulse move. So if it's an impulse move, then you're looking at it like this. I would be looking at it like 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Because remember, this is a corrective move right here. And I would be wanting to see a gap up tomorrow, which I don't know if it's going to happen. I would want to see a pretty big gap up tomorrow. I'd want to see something around like 196, 197 tomorrow. So it would need like a 5% gap up tomorrow, and then that could be the third wave. So then you'd be looking at it like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we probably would run potentially all the way to this gap, and then that would be a third wave, pull back, and another move higher. So basically, we need a gap up tomorrow, and then this would have to be, basically, this would have to be some kind of extension, I guess. It doesn't look like an impulse move to me, though. So I'm going to stick with the WXY, but I'm going to leave that situation on the table. If we do get a gap up to like 198, 197 tomorrow for some reason, it doesn't even have to be a gap up. It just goes straight up to 197. I'm just saying gap up because the quicker we get up there, the lower it has to be based on this parallel line. So if we were to wait until later in the day, so tomorrow morning 197, but if you go here lower, it's going to be like 200. So again, this is a corrective move most likely. I would say like 80%. But there is a small chance that we get some kind of gap up tomorrow, a continuation up to like 200. So watch out for that. If that were to happen, then that would be a great start for this projected C wave higher. That could take us all the way to 375. So I would prefer to get an impulse move like this instead of some kind of corrective move. Because if you get a corrective move, you never know. We might have more downside from here. Impulse means we probably bottomed. So that's Tesla. Long explanation, but should be seeing higher tomorrow no matter what. I would say minimum like 193. QQQ. Nice move today, but for the most part, for the whole day, it was pretty much just chopping. As soon as it got up here, I think there's a good chance that we are in a fourth wave of an overall third wave right here. Not an overall third wave. This would be, it's getting really complicated at this point because we're seeing so many extensions. Like we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are pretty much like set in stone, I think. But then we get here and it looks like to me 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're within this fifth wave, we're at 1, 2, and then within the third wave right here, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think it's probably going to do something like this. And then that would be the third wave. And then we would pull back, and then we would have another move higher like that. So it's kind of crazy. I'm just playing this. I've been buying, like last week or the week before, I bought SQQQ puts. I don't know. I like it better because the ETF is going to have some erosion anyway to it. So I've just been buying those. It seems like it works pretty well, and I've been making pretty good money on it and just holding it. I have some like downside protection too, and so I'm kind of hedging that. And so I don't really care. If it sells off, then I'll just get out of the SQQQ puts and I'll let my hedges run. So it's a good way to play it, I think. I think that if this goes to 445, you're going to see like something between 10 and 11 on SQQQ. So that's what I think on QQQ. We're not there yet. It's probably going to take at least till NVIDIA earnings. Apple, just chilling, not really doing that much today. I would like this to pull back first and then go higher, but my target is 195 and it's almost there. We have about 2 or 3% more higher, so maybe the pullback already happened like right here and we're in the middle of a third wave. Here's the overall chart that I have. A, B, C, like that. And then that is the overall B wave. And then I'm looking for that final melt up here to 225. So that kind of gives you an idea where I think this is going to top out at 195 and 197. Microsoft. So Microsoft, there it is. Took off. Had it drawn up. I didn't look at it all day. Look at that. Third wave beginning. And this is probably going to go all the way to 422, pull back, and then you're probably looking at something around you could be seeing something all the way up here to like 430. So 430 is my target at this point. These stocks keep on extending, so my targets can always be low. But on a normal move, it'd be 430. But they keep on extending, obviously. NVIDIA, I just enlarged my screen. What the heck? How do I get out of this? I just messed this up totally. I know I got to do it on TradingView, but how do you do that? refresh this. All right, I'm bringing it up right here. Okay, NVIDIA. So, NVIDIA, we're in a fifth wave, and within this fifth wave, you can see it pretty clearly. Fifth wave of an overall third wave, I'm sorry. So, within this third wave, I'm just trying to make sure this is not the fourth wave right here. It might be, actually. So fourth wave might have ended right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're in the fifth wave of this third wave. And this is probably, I'm just going to do higher time frames. It's too hard to figure out on the smaller time frames. It keeps on extending. Just know that you're probably in a, well, you can see here, you're clearly in a third wave. And you're probably looking at a fifth wave of this third wave. So I don't know how long it'll extend to. Maybe this extends to the 17th or NVIDIA earnings in the early, like 2/22, I think. Maybe we extend all the way until earnings and then it pulls back. Maybe it pulls back right before earnings. Not sure, but again, third wave. We're still going to see a pullback here in the next couple of weeks, probably for about a month, and then we're going to see the massive melt up. That's probably going to take this to $1,000, I would imagine. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't take this to 1,000. So that is how NVIDIA looks. Let's go over the dollar. Not much movement. You can see here. I think we're getting ready to start the B wave. Coin. This is probably going to be melting up into earnings. Earnings are on the 14th. So I have this as WX or AB, and I think we're starting an impulse move here, potentially. And I like this to continue tomorrow, to be honest. It looks like a fourth wave here. I could see this going all the way up here and filling this gap tomorrow. So if it does that, that could just be wave one, pullback, and you might see something. I've been looking for 140 this whole time. We might get there in the next week or two. 138, pullback, another move higher. You're probably looking at 140, 150 on coin still, unless this is the entire move, which is also possible because a C wave can end short, but it also could be a first wave. What else are we looking at? Snap sold off. I sold some puts on this today, but you have this monthly demand zone right here. This should answer where this is going to go. Monthly demand right here, 1088 to 837. Come down here. This is accumulation area. I sold puts. I also bought some puts too that I'll take profit on when we get down in here, and I'll let my sold puts ride. Should bounce out of this zone. As far as the overall chart, it looks really crappy. That's all I can say right now. Just look for that bounce out of the monthly right there, starting at 1089. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't know what else I was looking at today. Let's see. Not very much. IWM. Let's just see what's going on here. So IWM, if it's going to do what I talked about in one of the videos, it's got to take off here. It's got to be like that. The 1.25 of the A wave is, or 1.23 is at 213, but this could go all the way up here to 220 if this is a first wave. It looks like a first wave to me. Nice impulse move there. Nice ABC move pullback. But it's also possible that this is the start of a pullback that's going to take it back down here to this zone right here, or this gap fill here at 186. So we'll see what happens with IWM. It needs to hold right here at 187.61, and then it can make its way up here to, let's see, I'm sorry, 213 would be my target. 205, pullback, maybe 213, if it gets a move higher. So that would be about 10% move higher to end this. And I feel like it's probably going to happen because you have these growth stocks that are just sitting there ready to take off. A lot of them aren't moving. Some of them are, yes. But it would be nice to finish off a move up here, and then everything can fall a lot easier. We've already sold off from 204 down to 188 and haven't bounced that much from the bottom. So I would like to see it go up here. We'll see what happens. It needs to hold 187.61. So that's pretty much it. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates, and I'll catch you in the next video.